Performance anxiety. Having grown up in the darkness of codependency, I tend to dislike censoring myself. I don't like or want any part of me hidden in darkness. However, I also have no wish to hurt others or ignore their feelings. Sadly, finding a balance between those two things leaves me exhausted. Trying to find a balance, and all too often failing, only making me more determined to avoid causing others pain, while still being able to live with myself in the light of honesty and providing an unambiguous view to others who I am and what I think. Secrets lead to misunderstandings, leading to feelings of betrayal in others who thought you agreed when you were only giving observations, never saying what you believe, since that is irrelevant to reality. My opinions are formed from the language of my experiences, the prism of my feelings, with others, events, or lessons learned over what works for me, or ended in a mess, doing more damage than was intended and replacing what worked well with a far inferior ideal that is incapable of getting the desired outcome. Rarely does things work out like you planned them, because once action is started, you are at the mercy of how others react, dictating your responses, and what was so well ordered in your mind and put on paper is forgotten, while you are addressing what you see as a misunderstanding. Often by the time the incident is over, most of what you wanted to convey was never brought up. The result is either nothing changed or you do more damage than intended. I prefer monologues and putting things in words because interaction verbally with others is so messy. The danger in that, though, is while you get your ideas across in a way it makes sense to you, it still is filtered through the language of perceptions formed by the readers who either thinks it sounds confusing or contradictory, since your intentions are not something they can understand. Balance is needed, and I am constantly in search of that balance. I like who I am, yet feel frustrated in communicating with my thoughts to convey that passion, all too easy to put on paper and plays out in my head. However, I believe on Earth with the fatal flaw of wanting certainty in an uncertain world, maybe the goal is less important than the journey. Potentially, you can learn more from failures than success. The catch is to understand sometimes the lessons have nothing to do with the questions you were seeking answers for. Trying to filter everything and discarding everything that had nothing to do with the question means all too often you lose the real valuable lesson. You must be willing to look at the whole, see the links as the big picture. Getting too lost focusing on the small picture can cost you much pain and regret later. Many times I hear, the sacrifice you're making is not the one required. Only with age am I beginning to understand how loaded those words were. That's just my piece of wisdom for today. Thank you.